Hey Reddit, which double standard irritates you the most? Boss, we're a team, and we'll get through this together. We all may need to put in some extra hours to stay caught up. Also boss, asterisk signs off promptly at 5 p.m. asterisk. Reminds me of an old one. Student shows up 5 minutes late to class. Professor refuses to let them enter. Professor shows up 45 minutes late to class. No big deal. I was in class, the professor was 45 minutes late. Kids got up and left. But some of them left just as the professor was walking into the classroom, and since there was a test that day, she failed everyone who left cause they saw me coming, so they knew I was here. I ended up dropping that class. We had a teacher like that once. Be 1 minute late and you get marked as not present when the professor was actually on time for once. We ended up recording the teacher's turn-up time of the semester and mailed it to the director, because we were that pissed, and he got a write-up. And he was like, "What the beep did you guys do that for?" And we were like, "Dude, seriously? If you're 2 minutes late on your break, you're reprimanded harshly, yet you get stuck behind at work for an hour because it's busy. Just part of the job. Some businesses don't even pay you." I worked at a warehouse as a forklift operator. One time I was late clocking in and got locked out of my scanner. To get back in, I had to tell my manager, who then had to call corporate to get me unlocked. The whole ordeal took almost an hour, so my pay was docked an hour for a 2-minute tardy. But a few months later, the overnight manager injured his arm and I was ordered to stay and watch the place since we couldn't leave freight out unattended in an open-air facility like the one we had. I ended up putting in around 15 hours of unpaid overtime a week for 6 months that the company has refused to pay me for. Take it to a lawyer. They love easy cases like this. But then afterwards the company will fire him. The money would probably be worth it. Doesn't sound like it's a good company to work for anyway. And warehouse jobs aren't exactly super hard to find. This one is personal. My sister. She is 36 and has been an absolute beep her entire life. So my family just accepts it. She can just be as beep asterisk as she wants, with no regard to anyone else, and everyone just goes along with it. Just another day ending in Y. At family gatherings I can just offer up a better way to schedule the day just a little bit late. My input is considered a nuance. My sister can legit sabotage any plan she wants to at the last minute, and everyone will go along with it rather than confront her directly. But that's just who she is. It has been driving me up the beep asterisk 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 wall since I could tie my own shoes. My brother is like this. Pretty much will never make a decision but complain about everyone else's. Eventually will pick a place and show up an hour late. My mom will pre-order for him so he doesn't have to be around us for very long. The government owes me about $5,000 in benefits, and they are 5 months late to pay up. When I managed to get someone on the phone about it, they told me there is nothing I can do besides waiting and hoping that they'll pay me the money they owe me at some point. Can you imagine what would happen if I was half a year late to pay my taxes? Police would literally be kicking down my door and I would be carted off to jail. I still haven't got my tax return, if that's what you're referring to. What if they never send it? That's my money. I'm entitled to that. I worked for. Not quite the same thing, but I'm the only American one know of that still hasn't gotten their stimulus check. I have absolutely no idea why I haven't received it yet, and considering I'm currently COVID-related unemployed, this isn't just whatever money. Both the IRS website and customer service number have been useless. This is why you may not have received your stimulus yet. Articles don't apply to me, and I'm stumped. But hey, whatever. We're the government and we're inefficient. Maybe you'll get it and maybe you won't. Weird times, right? LMAO. Thanks a bunch. Hey, same boat on the beep stimulus check. It's incredible how if you owe a penny, the IRS will literally be crawling up your beep till you pay up. But as soon as they're told to give me $1,200 back, the deadbeat beep asterisk are like, new phone, who dis? You have to leave a letter of resignation for most jobs a couple weeks in advance, but they can let you go without notice. If I like and respect the employer, then I'll give more than 2 weeks to give them time to replace me and even offer to train my replacement. I've done this twice in my life, and it was because of moving out of the area where commuting wasn't practical. Most of the time, if I am quitting, why the beep would I bother? Especially when a lot of the time they'll tell you you're fired. Every time I give an employer more than 2 weeks of advanced notice, they never even bothered to try to replace me until after I left. The same goes for other people who have left with advance notice. Then they complain about being short-staffed and make other people pick up the slack. I need a 5-minute bathroom break to clean the blood off of me due to my Crohn's disease and working in extremely hot environment. I get reprimanded and threatened. Meanwhile, half the staff is allowed to take plenty of 15-minute cigarette breaks throughout the day, like they can just walk out whenever they want. I feel like joking about the size of a man's beep is not perceived as body shaming. It's more like joking about a man's beep size is an acceptable way to demean his entire existence. A guy cuts you off in traffic and you say, "Dude has a small beep and is trying to compensate." And people laugh in agreement. But if it was a woman, you would never say, "That woman has small beep and she's trying to compensate." Because people would be like, "Dude, what the beep?" Although the whole woman driver herder is a double standard because men tend to drive more aggressively and thus get in more accidents. When a man drives like and beep asterisk asterisk asterisk, it's that guy drives like and beep asterisk asterisk asterisk, while when a woman does something stupid on the road, it's her proof that all women can't drive. One time as a joke I said someone drove like a flat beep and my friend accused me of racism. Beep are my favorite race. I find the most erotic part of a woman is the boobies. My mom complaining about me being on my phone too much when she's literally on it all day. Same. My mom going, "Why are you on your laptop all the time?" when she's downstairs watching dramas the whole day. Telling me my shows are gonna rot my brain while she's watching Drive, Bill and Dr. Oz. I'm apparently allowed to sit on my knees and wear them out over time and be professional. Or I can be a child and sit with my beep touching the floor, not wear out my knees, and be unprofessional while unpacking the same bloody box. An amp, #X200B, the customers think it's weird. Who? I've done this for years and the only one bitching about it is the supervisor. Customers even compliment me on my ergonomic stance. XD. Different industry, but when I worked in childcare, if I sat on the floor or knelt at a table to make eye contact with a young child, I'm weird and creepy, but if I stand my full 2 to 3 feet over them and lean over to stare at the top of their heads, it's cool. I think that perception is so dumb. On a bit of a lighter note than some of these, men's jeans have functional pockets. Most of the clothes I find have either no pockets or what's more frustrating is they have fake pockets. Dress with pockets? Absolute jackpot. Also, my friend could fit a huge bottle of Smirnoff in his pant pocket, whereas I could barely fit my entire hand in mine. I can fit an entire Nintendo Switch in my shorts pocket. It's like its own dimension in there. Bag of holding. As a man, being felt up, sexually assaulted in bars, work, other places, and having it not being taken seriously, even being seen as comical. This all day. A while back I started driving for Uber on the weekends, picking up drunk people from the bar. The amount of women who think it is acceptable to grab, rub, grope me is insane. If I got into an Uber with a woman driver and did that, I would be arrested for sexual assault. When somebody in my family or friends are wrong, then, haha, let's move on. Or the person simply mentions a random mistake I did years ago, and I instantly become the center of attention. When I'm wrong, they make sure to tell everyone as loud as possible and keep mentioning it for years. Every beep little thing. Sorry if that isn't what you meant. English is not my first language and I might have misunderstood the question. Might not be your case, but my family constantly repeats some clickbait news article that says the truth and I point it out. Then I am mocked for checking it and for trying to be right all the time. Whenever I am wrong, they reveal in it. Haha. Look at you, Mr. Chrissy over here, not blindly believing every article on Facebook. I bet he even uses evidence when forming opinions. Yeah, his sources are not even shared on Facebook, like the 5G stuff. I can't believe that guy. Women slapping men is funny in TV, movies. My girlfriend thinks it's fun and cute to hit each other because they did it in her family. But I also hear her complain about how someone playfully hit her too hard like twice a week. Don't beep hit people. Women taking care of the children is seen as natural and responsible, but a dad taking care of children is babysitting or seen as creepy and problematic. In Sweden we have 90 days of paid leave that the dad is supposed to take, otherwise you lose them. Also, all days are split 50-50 from when the baby is born. Say if one partner wants to stay at home longer, the other one needs to transfer their days. Not a perfect system, but it's getting more and more common for men to take longer from work to care for their child. When we were pregnant with our first child, my husband demanded at least 6 months paternity leave. He got 9 months. The point is that most of the younger people here doesn't think it's strange for a father to want to care for their children. So it's okay for you to have a vibrator with a little rabbit thingy on it, but it's creepy if I get a fleshlight. When a woman gets a vibrator, it's seen as a bit of naughty fun. But when a guy orders a 240 volts Fuckmaster Pro 5000 blow-up latex doll with 6-speed pulsating beep asterisk, elasticized beep with non-drip beep asterisk collection tray, together with optional built-in realistic beep asterisk asterisk scream surround sound system, he's called a pervert. I'd hate to be the repairman for one of those. I mean, I hear you, but have you seen what specialized repair techs can charge? I signed a $140 per hour service ticket for an alarm guy today. For that kind of money, I'll spit shine your pocket, beep and whistle while I'm at it. You need a job so you can get experience, but you need experience to get the job. 5 years of experience in something that has only been invented 3 years ago. My husband found one like this. He works in tech and his specific part of the company's software was created 9 years ago. The job posting said you needed 8 years experience. With job turnover and scaling, there were precisely 3 people who would qualify, and one is the VP at the company. Women can be, and unfortunately are, the victims of sexual abuse, rape, etc. We should believe the people who come forward and acknowledge their pain. You can't rape a guy, lol. If he's hard, then obviously he likes it. I'm a journalist, and a few months back, I was looking at my state sexual assault data. There was a warning: you cannot compare 2017 data with previous years, as the law was changed to include male victims.